How's it going, everyone? My name is Darrick Ramos, and welcome to Wax Wednesday, Episode 6, and our Season 2 finale. Today, we are at Zoinks Records in Pomona, California, and we're about to sit down with the owner, Robert Contreras, to see what he's all about. Afterwards, we're going to do a bit of digging through the store to look for some vinyls, and I'm going to take those vinyls back to the lab and cook up a beat. So stay tuned, because that's all coming up on today's episode of Wax Wednesday. Now play the theme.
My name is Robert Contreras, and I'm the owner of Zoinks Records. I started when I was a kid. I found my dad's records in the closet one day. It's some old Doors and Zeppelin. But it was around 18 when I found a couple Cramps records and The Clash in a yard sale that I started looking again, like really trying to build a collection and such. Around 2012, I was working a job I didn't like, and my wife, who's born and raised in Pomona, because of her, we started hanging around a lot down here in the downtown area, and it was just a really cool scene. And we didn't see a record store quite like ours here, so we thought maybe we should open something up. And I believe that was January of 12. And we opened in March of 12. There's been a lot of other businesses we've seen come and go here. You know, we wish they were all still here. Unfortunately, they're not. You know, but we're glad to still be here. Zoinks, me, my wife, and my brother-in-law were literally just spitballing one night in the kitchen, throwing out, you know, all kinds of names. And I don't even know who said Zoinks. Somebody said Zoinks, and they really liked it, and I kind of liked it, and we just kind of went with it. You know, yeah, it's kind of cool, because they shot a movie around here years ago that had the guy who played Shaggy, Matthew Lillard, right? Yeah, in the live-action Scooby-Doo. So he stopped by, so he kind of gave his blessing on it. The main goal was to go, you know, full-time here. So we achieved that pretty quick, and then the goal was just to find out what people want and find the records, you know, that they wanted. And people used to ask us, like, what are we about, you know, like what's our specialty? And I was just saying, good music, you know. We don't really focus on one genre or anything like that. We just want to have a great variety. People should stop by, because we have stuff from their past and from their present. You know, we have new and old records, stuff that you're not going to find at the big box stores, and things that'll probably bring back a memory. And it's finally back out on vinyl when it hasn't been since the 90s, and now you can hold that big piece. It's always a bonus here for sure, is sparking that interest in people, whether it's old or new. That's something I really get a kick out of doing here. We're open Tuesday through Saturday from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. here in downtown Pomona.
All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that interview with Robert Contreras. We really recommend that while you are down here in Pomona, California, if you ever find yourself down here, to come to Zoinks Records. It's a cool shop, and we're actually going to do some digging ourselves now and see what Robert has to offer. We're very excited. I'm going to go ahead and check out the jazz section first. Got Gato Barbieri. Fire sax player. I got a couple of his LPs at home. I'm gonna take this one too. At Home with the Munsters. I used to love the Munsters as a kid. I might just have to take this purely for the nostalgia. I don't know. Let's throw it in the stack. Konami, our cinematographer, says that we need to take this one, so we'll see. We'll see what's on it. Oh, it's actually from Hong Kong. Okay. Hong Kong, Singapore. All right. I think I got our picks. Robert, thank you so much for hosting us today and letting us check out the shop. When you guys are in Pomona, California, be sure to come down here and visit Zoinks Records. Buy your vinyls when you're here in Pomona. They are a great shop. Robert's a great person. And yeah, we're gonna take these vinyls back to the studio, cut them up, look for some samples, and make a beat with them. So we'll see you guys in a bit. Peace. My name is Darrick Ramos, and I've been making beats for 12 years. So when we found the record, it was just cool to hear an artist that I've never really heard before from the East, Asia specifically, and to be able to get a sample that I was going to use in today's episode. So that was what went through my head. I was like, first, Konami picked a fire record. Second, this is dope, and this is what I want to sample. The sample that we're going to be using today actually comes from this Cali Kwong Cantonese pop style type of record. There's a lot of cool ballads on it, a lot of cool samples and loops. And you know what? Shout out to Konami, because this has a lot of fire on it. The sample that I'm going to be using today on the MPC 1000, I don't know the name of the song because it's all in, I believe, Cantonese. I did have to do a little bit of research on this LP, but the sample I'm using is track 2 from the first side of this LP, and it goes a little something like this. I ended up making the beat in the MPC 1000, so it kind of has that analog feel. I cooked up a really dope loop, and yeah, I feel like when you work on an MPC, it's a really therapeutic, and there's really no way to explain it other than that while you're limited to just what's on that machine, there's so many things you could bring in if you really need to onto it, and it's cool to just work standalone in that piece of hardware and cook up a beat. And we're gonna just go ahead and first start off by chopping that up. We'll go ahead and go to chop, automatic chop, and I think we'll bring those slices down to like an 8 individual slices. So we'll go ahead and edit that, turn that into a new program with the slice samples. All right. Before I actually add the chops, I'm gonna go ahead and lay down a drum pattern. So we'll load up some drum sounds. All right, so now we got our kick, and we're gonna load up some snares. Or I'm gonna load up some snares. Lower that reverb one a little bit. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and record the snare first. All right. So now I'll go back and record my main kick. And I'm gonna do hi-hats now. I'm really excited to see how this sample sounds over the drum pattern. Then you go to 60. All right, so we'll get this recorded. I'm gonna record the other hat, that alternate hat. All right. So we'll just go back. That's pretty good. It was really cool to just sample directly into the MPC, record that via the vinyl into the MPC, and then chop up those, you know, those slices and just kind of go to work. And I went into using my drum, layering my drum track down first, and then I went back and I went ahead and laid the chops over and just kind of created a quick melody. I think we could probably use some SFX, maybe. All right, let's try that. When I was picking up this week's beat with the MPC, I actually found that what I had on that CF card was all I was going to use for this week's beat. It was really cool to just have those sounds to work with and make something of it. So I definitely feel like that's where the MPC is really like a cool standalone piece of equipment, in that you can sample anything into it, you can record from your computer, whatever it may be, but it's very cool to be able to just work with that piece of hardware and see what you can do.